Only a few days before direct negotiations with Iran over its nuclear program, that country has been called out for building another secret nuclear fuel facility. In our fourth story on the countdown, President Obama and other Western leaders today announced that they knew what Iran was doing and demanded that Iran open up its nuclear fuel plants to international inspectors. President Obama, alongside Britain's Prime Minister Gordon Brown and French President Nicolas Sarkozy, said that the size and configuration of the newly disclosed plant was inconsistent with a peaceful facility. However, according to intelligence developed by U.S., British, and French agencies, the site is not yet operational. The U.S. has known about the development of the uranium enrichment facility for several years, according to a senior White House official. Since 2002, the U.S. has known that Iraq had a separate nuclear fuel facility, which Iran claimed was only for nuclear power. Thus, today marks the second plant that Iran has tried to conceal. In an interview with Time magazine this morning, Iran's President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad said that Obama's announcement today was, quote, definitely a mistake. On Monday of this week, Iran actually disclosed the NRE site to the International Atomic Energy Agency, but it is widely believed that Iran's actions came only after it realized that Western intelligence had discovered the site. President Obama at the G20 summit today said this afternoon that China and Russia are united in calling for an investigation by the IAEA. All this just a few days ahead of the G5+1 meeting on October 1st, which involves direct talks between Iran and the United States, Britain, France, Russia, and China.
Iran is on notice that when we meet with them on October 1st, they are going to have to come clean, and they are going to have to make a choice. Are they willing to go down the path which I think ultimately will lead to greater prosperity and security for Iran, giving up the acquisition of nuclear weapons, and deciding that they are willing to abide by international rules and standards in their pursuit of peaceful nuclear energy? Or will they continue down a path that is going to lead to confrontation? And
let's bring in the senior editor for Time magazine, Bobby Ghosh, who interviewed President Ahmadinejad this morning. Thanks for your time tonight.
Anytime, Lawrence.
Now, if the United States knew about this for several years, why are they just disclosing it now? Why are they acting on it now?
Well, this is a big feather in the cap of the CIA. They've known for at least 3 or 4 years that this was some kind of a nuclear facility, but they were not absolutely certain. Something happened this summer. We don't know for certain. Human intelligence may have been involved, maybe an interception of some sort of conversation, but something happened this summer to confirm what the CIA already believed late last year to be true, which is that this was a uranium enrichment factory, a plant in the making inside of a mountain about 100 miles southwest of Tehran.
Now, at the same time you were interviewing Ahmadinejad today, President Obama was revealing this. You had, I guess, the pleasure of revealing it to your interview subject, that this was about to happen. What was his reaction when you kind of laid this on him?
Well, he was pretty nonplussed. You can see the video on time.com, and he came into the room and he took the first few questions. He was a man in command of his environment. He seemed very confident, very self-assured, and when we pointed out to him that even as he was speaking to us, President Obama was making this announcement in Pittsburgh, he was quite nonplussed, and he and his officials who were slightly off the camera were working very hard, looking at writing notes to each other and trying to come up with an answer. It was the one unscripted moment of the interview. He didn't have an answer prepared for it. He was aggressive. He said, I don't have to give an explanation to the Obama administration for every facility that we have. He was also defensive. He said, we will work, we have no secrets. We've always worked with the IAEA. So he was, I think, caught very much off guard.
Now, President Obama had a meeting with Russian President Dmitry Medvedev the other day, in which there seemed to be some Russian movement toward consideration of sanctions against Iran. Do you suspect that this information was something that President Obama shared in that meeting?
Our understanding, actually, we don't know the exact timeline. My understanding from my sources is that that decision by the Russians or that statement from President Medvedev came before he was told about the new plant. If that is true, and this needs to be confirmed, if that is true, then it indicates the Russian position had begun to change even before they knew about the plant, and then we should expect maybe even further change now that they do know. The crucial question, though, is what the Chinese are going to do about it.
And to that question, what do we know about it, and what is the Obama administration's approach to the Chinese on this?
I think if you have 4 people on one side of the table and then 5, including Germany, taking one position, it would be hard for China to stay away from it, because they don't want to seem like the one country that would tolerate an Iranian nuclear weapon. Although I have to say that I think a statement from the Chinese Foreign Ministry earlier today said China still does not really believe in sanctions, but I have a feeling that a lot more will be discussed in Pittsburgh, and I think the administration, the Obama administration, is counting on the Chinese to come on board.
And finally, how is it that if the United States knew about this for years, we had intelligence assessments come out saying that Iran did not pose a nuclear threat down the line, that the nuclear threat seemed to be dissipating there, while the intelligence community knew this was happening?
Well, Lawrence, as I said at the beginning, I think the intelligence community knew something was amiss in that mountain. They were not entirely certain what it was. It could be any number of possibilities. Keep in mind, Iran also has a missile program on the side, separate from its nuclear program. This could have been a missile facility. So I think until this summer, they could not say for certain that this was a nuclear facility.
Time Magazine's Bobby Ghosh, thanks for your time tonight.
Anytime, Lawrence.